Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my Cerebro friends. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you so much for doing that. Your shares, your likes, your subscribes, all the ways that you've been paying attention to these videos. I appreciate you. You're helping this Gemini tribe grow, and I'm really grateful. All right, so there's this week, this reading is always going to be for the week ahead. Whenever you find a Gemini, always for the week ahead. It doesn't have to be today, whenever you find it. And a few things going on next week that I think you should be aware of is, first of all, we have a new moon coming on Tuesday next week on the 12th. And the new moon is in Sagittarius. So the new moons are always about new beginnings. So for some of you, you might be entering into new partnerships or new relationships. It is a fun and happy time. Things will start to move quicker. Things will speed up just a little bit. And Sagittarian energy, if you think of Sagittarius as I do as a reader, I think of temperance. So I think of healing. It's a healing time, a fun time, a healing time, a balanced time. So, and a good time, because Sagittarius is that energy. Then the next day on the 13th, we hit the wall. Good with the bad, y'all, right? It's the duality of Gemini. And on the 13th is Mercury retrograde beginning. So Mercury is retrograding in the energy of Capricorn. And so that's going to have you really assessing or looking around your Pentacle world, friends, family, the way you spend your money, the way you make your money. What are you going to do now going forward into the new year? It's really going to be, you know, up in your head. That's what Mercury energy is, right? It's communication, right? Connection. And so if you're already feeling like you want to reach out to an ex, or if the ex has already come around reaching out to you, we're already in that deep shadow phase. And so Tuesday is when it actually goes retrograde. So when Mercury goes retrograde, what happens? Well, there's a lot of communication issues. People argue. Sometimes we fight and say the things that are maybe not the best. Maybe the thing that is on the tip of our tongue, we just let it fly. And sometimes that can cause issues. It's communication issues. It can be electronic as well. So be aware of that as you're texting people. And yeah. All right, so what we're going to do for the reading this time is we are going to look at, of course, the week ahead, as we always do. But first things first, we're going to look at the energy for the week ahead. Then we're going to look at what's in your blind spot. So it is something, the blind spot energy is actually current. It's right now, it's going to go into the week ahead, but it's something that you don't know that is coming up. It's bubbling under the surface, something that you don't know is there or is happening as we speak. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the week ahead for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. And if you are cross-watching a Gemini, thank you for doing that. Let's take two of these cards. This deck is called the Quantum Oracle. We'll do one on each side, one for the week ahead, one for whatever is in your blind spot. So for the week ahead, what's coming up for Gemini, please? We have a kindred partnership. Now, kindred partnerships can be with anyone. It doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be platonic. It is what it is. Kindred partnerships feel like you've known each other forever. You can be akin. You can be related in a family way, but you can also feel like a kindred spirit with a best friend or someone that you're romantically involved with. It's this, right? It's beautiful. It's a rainbow in the background. It's hugs and fun and happiness. It kind of feels like the new moon in Sagittarius. It's coming back together again. So maybe it's partly about the retrograde as well. Tell me what is under the surface here. What's in the blind spot that Gemini cannot see? What is in the blind spot for Gemini, please? Travel. Okay. So for some of you, this is no big psychic awareness, right? It's the holiday season and some of you will be doing a lot of travel to get to your families, but we'll find out what's going on here. We'll find out why this is at the door, why the bags are outside the door. We'll figure that out. It feels like somebody is about ready to go to an event. So it could be a family event, a holiday event. Maybe you're just going to get on a plane and go backpack through Europe. I don't know, but we'll take a look at it through tarot here. Okay, won't use these ones, I guess. Charlie wants these ones. Let's do this. Here we go. Let's talk about Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Gemini, if you're interested in a private read, please look below. Below this video, there is a link that says more. If you click that link, it'll open up a panel where you'll see a link to Wizio. It's the only place you can book me for a private read, and my readings there begin at $40. All right. Let's take a look at the kindred partnership. What is coming up for the week ahead for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter? Tell me about Gemini, please. We have the Eight of Good Cheer, which is the Eight of Cups. We have the Seven of Gifts, which is the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Mistletoe, which is the Lovers in reverse. More. Tell me more about Gemini, please, in the week ahead. We've got the Six of Cups, which is a Six of Good Cheer. We've got Matrona, which is the Empress. One more. Oh, we've got the Emperor and the Empress. How interesting is that? Very much so. So, kindred spirits, huh? Yeah. So I feel like the kindred spirits are the Emperor and the Empress. Yeah. Both dressed in green, both very dependable, solid, right? Balanced, for sure. Just listening. I feel like there's a distance between you because the Eight of Cups is here, and it tells me that there's been some sort of an emotional disconnect. We have the Seven of Pentacles, and now we're waiting. It feels like you're in a situation where you're waiting and wondering about the Lovers in reverse. Do I want to pick the Empress? Or does the Empress want to pick the Emperor? Take it as it resonates. You know, it's Aries, Taurus, and Libra, but you don't have to be those signs to resonate with this reading because these are energies. When the Emperor and the Empress are in the room, so are all the kings and the queens. They share that energy of being very balanced when they show up in the upright, of course. I want to say that there's going to be some sort of a visit or a visitation here because we do have the Six of Cups in the center here. And as you can see, everybody's arriving. They're arriving for the holidays, probably for happiness, Christmas cheer. That's what it feels like. And I feel like it is probably the Emperor that is going to be arriving. So if you are the person who is of the Emperor energy, which is masculine leaning, the feminine energy is the Empress, which is feminine leaning, but please understand that both of these energies have masculine and feminine energy. So take it as it resonates. But I do feel like there is going to be a visit, and because the Emperor is the one who is the masculine, mostly masculine energy, I feel like it's the Emperor that is going to be taking the step forward. The Emperor is about to pick someone or is wondering who they want to pick, or even if they want to pick the Empress. And just because you find yourself upon an Empress doesn't mean that you'll pick that person, right? Not necessarily. Although this is the true couple, right? This is the true soulmate couple. I want to say that the Emperor has been waiting or holding back before the visitation, but the Emperor feels a really deep pull or connection toward the Empress, and the Empress feels the same. These two are soulmates, right? They've come here over and over again to learn their lessons, right? The lessons of the queens, the lessons of the kings. And now that we are bossed up in our own energies, now we can come together and be one. That's what it feels like here. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. So you could be friends with the Emperor, or if you could be, take it as it resonates, you're the Emperor or the Empress. It feels like there's a friendship here, is what I want to say. That this isn't, it feels like there's, we've parted from each other, and it's been an amount of times, because the Seven of Pentacles shows up here. It's been an amount of time because each of you had to figure out your path, right? The Seven of Pentacles, which is the Seven of Gifts here. The Seven of Pentacles is about throwing the seeds of intention and then watching them grow. So it's an intention here, I believe, that I think that these two people are being invited to someone's home, or being invited to a holiday, something or other. And it feels like these two either meet at this place, or the Emperor shows up to the Empress's home, or connects with them in some way. The Six of Cups tells me that that you two have had lifetimes together. And that's why you're drawn to each other. You are soulmates, and you've been together in this capacity in life before. Maybe not as the emperor and the empress, but your souls have been here in different bodies. Maybe you're brother and sister in a last life. Maybe you were father and son, father and daughter, right? Like it feels like this has been going on forever. So the Six of Cups to me is indicating in this particular reading that it's lifetimes. And so I feel like the king is ready, the Holly King, and which is the emperor. I feel like the Holly King is ready to make some sort of a move or make a choice, but is unsure about whether or not they should wait. All right, let's talk about, we'll go back here, of course, and clarify a little bit, but let's talk about what is in the blind spot here. Tell me what's going on here in the blind spot, travel. Tell me about Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter. What's going on in this blind spot? Something that's preparing right now. Something that you're not aware of, but something that is happening at this moment. We have the Four of Gifts, which is the Four of Pentacles. We have the Four of Good Cheer, which is the Four of Cups. Somebody I feel is ready to take to the skies or the train or, plane, train, or automobile, whatever it is, because I feel like you're in this energy of feeling bored. And it feels like, gosh, I really would love to have something interesting happen to me. The Ace of Cups is here. So it feels like somebody here is holding on to the hope that we can get out of this Groundhog Day, just work, eat, sleep, and maybe do a little bit of traveling. Tell me more. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. I want to say that for some of you, you want to travel, but you can't afford to do that right now because of the holiday season, because of the crazy economy, because of all of that stuff. And I feel like for some of you, you're going to bite the bullet and go anyway. The Two of Candles in the reverse is just that for me. The Two of Wands, it's like when it's in the reverse, it's like I haven't picked a path yet. I don't really know where I want to go or what I want to do. Is there really adventure out there? I'm unsure. But it's like maybe I'll just bite the bullet and buy the ticket. I've always wanted to go to Bali. Or I've always wanted to visit California. Or maybe Canada. Maybe not the best time to be visiting central Canada. It's a little bit chilly here. It's not cold, but it is chilly. All right. We've got the Queen of Good Cheer. Oh, interesting. And the King of Good Cheer comes up in the reverse. So we've got the King and the Queen here. And the King and the Queen of Cups, with the King being in the reverse. Tell me more. It almost feels here like somebody doesn't want you to go. Somebody doesn't want you to go on this trip, doesn't want you to travel. You might be a person who has a mobile way to work, right? This person here is on their phone, on their laptop. You might be someone who has a particular job where you are quite mobile and you don't really have to stay in one spot. You can work from anywhere around the world. That's kind of why I love what I do, because I'm not stuck to this spot. I can just take my work wherever I go. It feels like somebody doesn't want you to go. We've got the King of Canes, which is the King of Swords, which is Aquarius energy, but also Gemini and Libra in this reading. You are manifesting some sort of a trip. I think it's been on your mind, but I think you're watching your money. The thing is I feel like if you don't book it before Mercury retrograde, it's unlikely that you'll book it. And if you do, you're apt to find that things might go wrong. And I don't mean wrong on the trip. I mean, something is going to go wrong with the booking, or it's going to cost more than usual, or do you know what I mean? So it feels like if you're going to do it, you should probably, if you've already booked the holiday, it's probably good. But it feels like you should probably book it before that energy sort of takes a headlock hold on you. We've got the King of Good Cheer is the King of Cups, and he's in the reverse, and we have him with the Two of Wands in the reverse. So it almost feels like there's somebody that doesn't want you to go. For some of you, you might decide to say to the family, look, I'm not coming to Christmas this year. I've decided to take my money and go to Bali, or take my money and go to Italy, or whatever it is, the trip of a lifetime, that you're finally buying something for you instead of buying it for everybody. I feel like somebody here wants to go, but someone else doesn't want them to go. It might be a mother or a father figure. I do see that of the Queen and King of Cups. When they come up together, they feel like parents to me. In this particular reading, it does feel like parents. And it feels like it might be the masculine. Again, we have the masculine leaning and the feminine leaning. Take your side. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. Somebody here doesn't want you to go because the King of Cups is in the reverse. They're worried about you going and being away from the family. I feel like you work really hard, though, and that you've worked really hard. You're holding on to this idea that you should go. And I feel like if that's you, that you really should. And do something for yourself. You may not ever get the chance again. The King of Swords is here. I feel like there's going to be some sort of sharp conversation that's coming up. For some of you, it could be a sharp conversation that's coming up with this person here, the King of Cups in the reverse. It could be this person is going to really try and convince you in a loving way not to go. But I feel like with the King of Cups in the reverse, it almost feels like it's overly emotional. Somebody is really very emotional about you not coming home for Christmas or not doing something for the family. It's like they really want you to, they're really going to try really hard to talk you into not going. And it's the King of Swords energy that I'm looking at here, because the King of Swords is, yes, about truth and honesty and transparency, but also when it comes up with the water signs, to me, it's a bit of manipulation in the conversation. It's like somebody who's going to be very honest with you, but they're going to use tears and emotion to try and bring you to the conclusion that they want to bring you to. And I think it's probably someone who's masculine leaning, someone who doesn't really want you to go. I think you're going to bite the bullet and go anyway, though. We have, the bottom of the deck is the Magus. I feel like you've been manifesting this for a while. We've got the 10 of Pentacles and the Page of Good Cheer. I think you're just gonna, the Page of Good Cheer is the Page of Cups. I think you're just gonna say, look, sorry, I gotta go. I understand that you want me there for the family. I understand you want me there for the family. 10 Pentacles. You want me there and amongst everybody, and you want me there because of the reasons that you want me there, but I feel like I really have to go. I've been manifesting this, and I think this is the reason why you're going, because the Wheel of Fortune is here under the deck, and I feel like you have to go. It's like tugging at your gut. It's time for change. This is beautiful, a beautiful time for change, right? And I think things in your life are changing. And I think what's changing for you is the way you feel about holidays. I want to say that I'm getting the feeling that I'm reading for somebody who's like, you know what, it's just all about buying shit. And I'm not into it anymore. It's all about using my money to please other people. Then I end up in debt. I end up exhausted, working overtime, right? And I feel like you're just not going to do that anymore. And it's no slight against the family, but I feel that this is something that you're going to surprise them with. For some of you, if you have the funds to do it, you might surprise the whole family and take them for the holiday, or your parents. But I feel that it's something is changing here, and it's good stuff. Now, these changes, of course, sometimes they don't look good on the surface, right? Because maybe the family is going to be pissed with you, but you've been manifesting and saving for this trip for a really long time. Wherever the trip is, look, it could be Italy or Bali or wherever you want to go, but it could be that you've decided that you're taking a trip of entrepreneurship. Maybe you're starting your own business. Maybe you've decided that I'm not coming home for Christmas this year. I have other places. I'm holding on to my money because I have other things that I'm going to do with it. All right. Let's keep that there. Take a look at it. Let's clarify just a little bit. So I feel like you and the Emperor or you and the Empress will be seeing each other, I think, over the holidays for some of you. Not all of you, of course. This is a general reading, but I think it's been a very long time since you've seen this person. And I think you both have changed and upgraded the self on the outside, on the inside. I think you're both very independent of each other. You know, we're kind of, you know, she's got her back to the Emperor. We're very independent of each other, been living our own lives. And put this over here for now. And let's talk about that. Tell me more about the Emperor and the Empress, because I feel like you're meeting at someone's home. For the most part, I think most of you will be showing up to a place where the Empress is, or most of you will be showing up to the place where the Emperor is. Tell me about these two. What do we need to know about the Emperor and the Empress, please? We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Five of Cups. And we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is actually feeling a little bit of angst, feeling sadness, feeling like I left something in the past. I left 2 cups in the past. So it feels like with the Six of Pentacles that the Emperor is ready to give reciprocity to the Empress. Tell me more about this. The Empress shows up again. What's going on? Holy smokes. Tell me why they're showing up again. Because there needs to be balance. This is karmic justice. So don't fight it. I'm just going to say don't fight it. I feel like one of the changes that's coming is this person that you have not seen for years, somebody that you are a friend to. This is someone that you probably have had feelings for, or in the past, like you guys have a lifetime together. I feel like you've known each other for a long time or for many, many years. You're very, to see each other is not something that has been commonplace for you, but I want to say that you both have grown so much. You both have grown so much. Tell me more about why we parted, though. Tell me why it's been so long since these two have seen each other. We have the Nine of Pentacles, because one of you has become single, or both of you. Take it as it resonates. The Eight of Wands is here. It's time for things to speed up. I think we just talked about this new moon, right? This new moon coming up on Tuesday. I feel like that is the energy that it is right there, the Eight of Wands, that things are going to start to move really quickly here. Somebody is taking inspired action after not seeing someone for a very long time, for years and years. Tell me why this Lovers is in the reverse, please. The Lovers is in the reverse, and I feel like it's on the side of the Emperor. I want to say that the Lovers is in the reverse because the Emperor is unsure, but the Emperor is going to be bold and courageous and is going to say something when they see the Empress. What are they going to say? Well, the Four of Swords is here, and 4 and 1 is 5. So I feel like with the Four of Swords and the Ace in the hand of the Knight, I feel like we have healed up to here. That's what it looks like. We've got the Emperor and the Empress. We haven't seen each other in years. We come back together. We've healed ourselves. We're doing well, separately. I want to say that the Emperor is looking at the Empress and vice versa as an option for love. An opportunity. And also this can be illusion. So maybe the illusion was that we had to stay apart while we were healing. But with the 4 and 1 is 5, I feel like that there is, communication that could be tough, right? Mercury retrograde on the 13th and all the way through the holiday season. Communication could be tough. We could have, maybe the reason that we parted, maybe the reason the Emperor and the Empress parted is because we couldn't agree on something. We just had different lives and we had different lives to lead. Tell me why we've got the Wheel of Fortune here. Yeah, your wish fulfillment is here. The Wheel of Fortune is bringing wish fulfillment. And I think that this is almost like a reward for you taking the higher ground on some sort of toxic situation that had come into play here. I feel like maybe that the family might be toxic, or the people you spend your holiday time with might be toxic. And I don't think you're doing it this year. I think you're taking the higher ground, and I have a feeling that you're going to bite the bullet and go here, my friend. Yep, the Wheel of Fortune is here, and I feel like you are going to make a decision for once that suits you and not everybody else. You're going to take a path that no one else is going to like, but so what, Gemini? So what? That's what the Queen of Wands says. I'm just going to do what I want to do. I feel like it's high time. It is time for me to do something for me. The Eight of Cups is here. Pulling away from it emotionally, taking it as fire, pulling away emotionally and saying, look, you know what, I'm not going to settle for another Christmas of you guys all arguing, Uncle Floyd drinking too much, that one arguing with that one. I'm not doing it this year. This year I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to take my own path, color outside the lines, do what I want. You guys will be like, yeah, come on. You'll be like, yeah. And then I'm going on my trip. I think that somebody, probably the matriarch or the patriarch, is going to be upset. Probably the patriarch. They're going to want to have a conversation with you, and they're going to say, "Look, haven't you learned anything up to here? You're the one with all the money. Why would you spend it on going on a holiday when you could spend it on your family and being with family?" I feel like you have an argument coming up here, and I feel like you're going to have to argue your side of the argument. Like, it feels like this is the lawyer energy here. Yeah, what you've been waiting for. You've been waiting for this conversation, and I think you're going to deal with it in love. You're going to say, look, whoever this King of Cups is in the reverse, I love you. I have a lot of love for you. Just let me go. I got to go. I've been waiting to do this all of my life. Just let me go. So there is some sort of a conversation coming up between you and someone else that I feel is going to be night against night. Like, it's going to be this kind of energy. It's going to be a really quick back and forth. Somebody could get hurt. I'm just saying somebody could get hurt. What you don't see here is that, if we don't take care of it in a loving way, there could be, an ending here, which you don't see. And I feel like you should do what you want to do. That's what the Queen of Wands would do. Feminine or masculine, sitting right next to the Wheel of Fortune. It is time for you to take care of the passions of your heart, my friend. Don't let anybody talk you into not doing it. Be bold, be brave, be courageous. Do your thing. I'm going to go for now, Gemini. Thank you for being here and watching. Take care. Bye-bye.